Today in YouTube News, quick bites. A viral TikTok event has been broken up by police after thousands of people turned up. YouTube agreed to meet with DrDisRespect after his rant about the platform's streaming issues, and Hila and Klein slam Joe Rogan. I'm Benedict Townsend, and this is YouTube News quick bites. All your YouTube news in bite-sized chunks. Bite-sized chunks. I'm doing the funny hands like in Seinfeld. Our first story. In true internet fashion, something that started out as fairly wholesome has resulted in a ludicrously big ordeal which had to be broken up by police. Earlier this month, a TikTok went viral inviting anyone, and indeed everyone, to a birthday party in Huntington Beach, California called Adrians Kickback. The tag, Adrians Kickback, has over 270 million views on TikTok, while the event also started trending on Twitter. Of course, this meant that, surprisingly, literally thousands of people turned up to the kickback from all over the United States. Videos from the event show crowded streets, vandalism, dancing on cars, fireworks in the street, normal birthday party stuff. Reportedly, once the police arrived to disperse the crowds, multiple arrests were made, as well as riot spray being used on the partygoers. What could you spray teenagers with to make them go away? Probably just a regular shower hose, am I right? Those freaking teens. I'm young. Now, to be honest, this all sounds pretty similar to my last birthday party. I mean, there were so many people there. Obviously I was there. The rat was there. I mean, he had to be there because he lives with me, but me, the rat. It's a great night. They made a movie about it. It's called Project X. The X stands for rat. Our second story. Now, we all know YouTube is notoriously hard to get any kind of response or acknowledgement out of, but it turns out the only thing you need to do to get a response, quite simple, is simply be one of the most popular gaming streamers on earth. God, if I'd only known it was that easy all along. I mean, rat. Imagine we could have just been live streaming our thousands of hours of Farming Simulator, and then we would have got response. But to be fair, we don't do it for the views. Do we? No, we do it for the farm. Anyway, wildly popular streamer DrDisRespect hit the headlines in summer last year over his surprising and very mysterious ban from Twitch.com, who, up until then, he'd had an exclusive contract with. But the ban turned out to be a huge coup for YouTube, with streams on his channel now regularly ranking in at least 500,000 views. But, big but, and I cannot lie, during a couple of live streams last week, the doc revealed his frustration with YouTube's live streaming functionality and its limitations. Talking about the inability to clip highlights, the doc said, quote, "You can't do anything on YouTube. It's very underdeveloped for live streaming. The big announcement they made recently was like, the chat can be subscriber-only chat. I mean, that's an idea from 1999. Now, plenty of YouTubers have raised suggestions like this in the past, but very rarely, if ever, does YouTube respond. Not this time though. This time it looks like YouTube has noticed this constructive criticism, as their head of gaming and commerce, Ryan Wyatt, reached out to the doc on Twitter to thank him for the feedback. And DrDisRespect replied saying, quote, "Sit in a room with me for an hour, your whole platform would be taken to the next level for life." Which is a fantastic suggestion, or a very cryptic chat-up line. To this, Wyatt responded, agreeing to the meeting. So I guess the fate of streaming on YouTube is in the good doctor's hands for now, kids. And finally, let's head to the butchers and get ourselves a nice slab, because it's time for Beef of the Week, which is a segment where we talk about two YouTubers who are fighting, but it's pretty much always either H3H3 or Trisha Paytas every single time. Oh, I've just got an email. What's this? Oh, it's Trisha Paytas. Stop mentioning me on your show. Okay. Sorry, Trisha. Love, Benedict. This week's beef is a real clash of the titans. In the blue corner, we have Hila and Klein of the H3 podcast, and in the red corner, we have Joe Rogan of the Joe Rogan Experience. And in the purple corner, we've got Casey Frey, but he's just dancing. Dude's just dancing. Unproblematic king. So he's not really involved. Stop emailing me, Trisha. You may know Joe Rogan's podcast as the only podcast that bros listen to broaden their mind and make sure they're gaining a lot of different perspectives on the world and current events. In the 18th of May episode of the Joe Rogan Experience, Rogan and his guest, comedian Whitney Cummings, criticized Hila Klein for wearing a face covering at an outdoor event hosted by Whitney. Rogan said, quote, "Look at this. People are outside with their mask on, and everyone is tested. That is what is so dumb. Even the CDC says you can take your mask off when you're outside. There is no evidence whatsoever that there is transmission outside. Now, these comments rightfully garnered a lot of backlash. Aside from it being literally none of anyone else's business what Hila wears on her body, Hila was just doing what she felt she needed to do to be responsible. Like, she's allowed to wear a mask if she wants. She's hurting no one. Responding to the comments on H3 After Dark, Hila said, quote, "I decided to go to the event, but I was super paranoid about even going. It was very uncomfortable going to that party. Not that I was forced to do it, but it was a very uncomfortable experience." The couple went on to explain that the event was during the height of the pandemic, when official advice from the CDC was no gatherings and surges in cases were happening, and they were being careful to protect their son, their parents, and their employees. I mean, the fact that Ethan even states out loud during this response that the party had been around the same time that they were ranting about other influencers going to parties and being irresponsible during the pandemic is neither here nor there, because we all know it's one rule for grown-ups and another rule for the young people. But as long as you are a YouTuber, you could apparently just flagrantly break these rules. That's all for today, and if you haven't already checked out the first episode of our new documentary mini-series chronicling the most treacherous and betrayal-filled lore in YouTuber news history, aka The Story of the Rat, it's on YouTube. Check it out now. They've got 2 more episodes coming out soon. It was a lot of fun to make, even more fun to watch, so shout out to Carwin for putting that all together because it's fantastic, and Amber as well. Check that out if you want to be highly confused and to see a lot of good rat content. In the meantime, please like and subscribe. It means the world to us. And don't forget to leave a bunch of comments down below because we like to read them. Goodbye!